I'm so happy that I'm here with you all. I started writing in English 2 years ago, and now I read some of my short English poems that I chose from my book called Little and Short, Like I. And after that, my friend Abdolrezaei will read my main poetry, which he translated from Persian. First one. My right hand on her body lands, a priest without visa. 2. I looked through all rooms, even your picture frame. Have you gone from there too? 3. You're so alone. Hey, moon! How many lovers have you left? 4. A naked woman lying on the sand. Waves licking the beach. Jealous moon. 5. You're not anywhere except in my eye when I close it. 6. She's angrily got off my car. A windscreen wiped her instead of her hand, wiping my eyes. 7. Your red hair in the wind, that's the only flag I like. 8. Don't kiss me, leave me alone. A translation of baby's cry. 9. In your cup of coffee, and I like the moon. Don't use the wrong spoon. 10. Love is the blind you help cross the street, not knowing you're the one who cross. 11. Lovebirds singing from the weeping willow. I too am in love. 12. You always tell the truth. Like for once, say you love me. 13. You're leaving me. Our little dark box. Isn't that enough? 14. Look at my eyes. 2 choices you've got. Me or I. 15. When she was lonely, she thought of me. Now that I think, I realize how lonely she was. 16. I've forgotten how to live since you're gone. 17. The bar was bare. A single girl had her head on the table. 18. I have my own business. When you leave patiently from the pillow, I pick your hair. 19. I'm the lonely eye on the clock, like a second hand. You pass my mind every minute. 20. Today means tomorrow morning, and tomorrow this sunset without you. 21. I am an addict. It's time to quit you. 22. The deaf angel was here. I kicked her out. She was a lesbian. 23. I'm coming to see you. The snow melting down the road. 24. She acts his. He owns her. Age is the issue. 25. Who are you calling? Hey, Nightingale. I'm in love, Aspen. 26. Once you came by bus, I'm still looking for you in each arriving bus. 27. I've fallen in love, an apple from the tree aspen. 28. You made the mirror beautiful, like a swan, the water. 29. Looking for a forest in Covent Garden, on a walk with you. Repeating you fills my house. I'm not alone. 31. How lucky! Now I can forget her. She's called Alzheimer. 32. Your eye is an ascetic who stopped all the trains in my life. 33. You're the only light I can't refuse if my plug touch your socket. How much electric is yours? 34. It's not so hard. Only say you. Your lips will be ready. The last one. It's not finished yet. You count the years. I the seconds. Thank you.
Hi, well, this is as a counterpoint to those very short pieces. A few longer poems that are all kind of very much selected around kind of criteria that would make them love poems in one form or another. Again, translations of Abdolrezaei. This first one's called Moon Phase. She so surrounded me and I so rounded her up in me that she's no longer around. Don't know where her bosom's gone. Tonight is flat-chested, and in order to die, I need her eminence grass, Miss Sentiment. I'm shaven to have an eye with you. Why aren't you there? Taxis no longer take my solitude. I stay behind till some come to make me a quiet place, like a camel in the desert, an old tortoise on the plain, or like the plane in a London sky in which I can fly. But where? Like yesterday's rain urged me to buy this umbrella, or the snow that came down after the rain and sent me out of the house. Give me a ring. Do something. You're not snow so I can melt you. You're not rain so you can wet me. You're a brush fire that turns to cinder and moves on. It's called House. I am melting like a candle, sputtering on my flaming heart, you too darting fresh arrows about, an incendiary of this drama. Don't say we have nowhere, we have no way. We are poets, can find our way on the page. At the end of a line of one well-built poem, I'll put aside an alley for you. And who knows, maybe at the end of this alley, we'll build a house one day. This one's called Always Afterwards, and it's kind of almost like a syndrome with some people about the love that strikes you only after they have parted. You no longer wish to look like the one I liked. You've changed your shadows, shaved your hair, and sitting knees apart before me, thorns of the hidden rose sticking out. You come to my dreams always afterwards. After I wake, I think of you still, like a rose that buds under its thorns in late summer. No matter if I water it or not, my hair all fallen at my feet pre-autumn. The children have already denuded the almond tree. This one's called Geometry. As I poured out of Paris clouds and flew to an airport cafe that sat face to face with two black symbols under two eyebrows, I had only read 2 lines on the forehead when I arrived at a black subtitle which the hairdresser up the road had censored in 2 short line segments in a fine font. Above 2 symbols set in Chinese vertical writing that one knows, you have 2 very lips that want to swallow me. You know prettier than Langeroode, Tehran or Paris. Like other women I divorced, I'll separate from you too, London. There's a couple of poems that are sort of set in this in the Iranian Persian countryside, possibly around the Caspian actually. This one's called Album. This is my mum. Isn't she beautiful? This is my brother, and this my father. If only he knew how door to door I am now. Poor innocent thing. This one is Sarah the youngest. This smiley face also. Can't remember the name. Exile. Exile. What havoc it wreaks on the memory. She's my elder sister. She used to pass out laughing when shooting pictures. I'm at a loss how these pictures of lips that have smiled are movies of eyes that have cried. Leave it. But how mixed up I am. Poor dear, my peasant mum. If freedom ever pays Iran a visit, you'll become my father's new bride. And after breakfast, my sister will burn bright frankincense to smudge around my head and dispel the devil's eye. And my having a Layla in the nightmost. And my mum, while boasting, will be throwing confetti and ululating in the paddy at the bottom of the garden, so her son may eye up the lap of this lass and be turned on. I'm turned on. Now that we're enthralled shoulder to shoulder in the hall of this house, why not make believe we're wrapped in the bliss of rice paddies? Let go. Rain. In the sky of a town that turned so decrepit, when I put up my umbrella, I arrive at those village days to a girl bending under the rain, planting rice, who abruptly became a woman in the rain, still standing tall, who said time and again to a man whose name she did not know, "Why run away? Why the umbrella? Only iron men rust in the rain." And I think talking about those pains of the revolutionary times that transpired in Iran, this one's called Miss Ziari. My eyes didn't wander. I just wandered in her eyes, those burning embers I was fuel to. The deft sculptor to chisel such delicate nose was me. The butchering of her lips between the teeth, what a tongue. Hands of a masseuse hid in her eyes. Oh my God, someone come light up this black pair of cigarillos, squirming like seductive serpents in such grace. This woman was born prettier than any bunch of flowers I ever put to water. I ever lost my marbles under the skin of those cheeks. She's still playing marbles with the little eyes my childhood possessed. My eyes do not wander. Even if under the desk I'm still climbing up your legs in the short skirts you wore to the preps class at Yari Primary, Miss Yari. And this is a postamble about this. It says, I was 6 when I started school. I had long hair, navy blue jacket, wearing a tie of a color I cannot remember. We had 11 silly girls in the class who kept coming on to me and I didn't care. There were 8 other boys in the class too, but I had become a man because I was in love with Miss Ziari. I kept coming on to her, but she didn't care. So I kept getting top marks so she would come caress my hair and tell me with her budding lips, "Excellent, Ali." There was still 1 year left to the revolution, which put my love in a frame. Tonight, when another love was torn away from me, I remembered my classmates and my teacher, Miss Ziari, who, I still do not know why, when the schools shut for holidays, they put her against the wall in the middle of summer and shot a bullet in her chest. No, I still can't believe it. It's impossible to kill a beautiful woman with a bullet.
Please, once again, give it up for Abdul and Ali. Thank you very much.